Hello, ladies and gents. I'm in the Geely Starray EMI. This is a different press car. There are luckily two. If you watched my review and you follow the channel, the green car I had on test, the rear windshield behind me, or excuse me, the glass behind me, got smashed by the public horticultural service that was trimming the grass. The trimmer just picked up a stone, it repelled into the glass and shattered it. So I didn't go to Zadar. This time I've managed to get 2 weeks later. There's two press cars. This is the black car. I got it for 1 day. Huge thanks to Geely for making that possible. I'm going to charge the car now. We're going to drive to Zagreb, Varaždin. So it's a shorter trip. We're going to see the EV range. We're going to see the petrol consumption when the battery is empty. In Varaždin, I will recharge the car and go back to Zagreb. And I'm going to drive in the hybrid mode. I'm going to show you this car, what's the average, before I reset everything. And I'm going to charge up the car. I'm going to tell you at least what's the charging speed. And we're going to head out. So as you can see, this is the black car. Now, I picked up the car. I didn't reset this, so it says here almost 6 liters. And you can see when I picked up the car, I was driving gently. It was driving mostly EV. Before me, it was mostly petrol. Now, this is the trip card. So you can see here, average on this car is 6.5 liters. Power is 2 kilowatts. Okay, you can see this is the black car. I'm using this charger. It's called L-Port. This one's up to 400 kilowatts, but this car can take, if I'm not mistaken, only 30, if I remember correctly. So I am plugged in. I'm not sure if it started charging. It did. It says here it is giving 37. So maybe I forgot. It was more than that. Apologies. Just, too many test cars. I forget. So it's kind of dropping now. It's like 36. It's 34. So the battery was like at 20%. Now let's get inside the car to show you the charging graph. I won't be staying here. I'm going to go inside. Let's just see what the car BMS says here. So you can see the charging screen. We're at 24%. We're pulling 33 kilowatts. Yeah, I think the car was declared 30, but it might go a little bit more than that, if I remember correctly. You can see here, time remaining 52 minutes from 20%. Now, let me just see here if there's anything here on this menu. So that's also here, just the time. And you can see here stats about the power that's being pulled in, 32 amps. Now, there were a few questions regarding can this car charge, self-charge. Here's the option, it's grayed out now. As you can see here, engine will start to charge battery when in park. You can charge it only while parked. Then it's burning fuel. I believe the BYD Seal U DMI had the same settings. Now, this is the time. We're at almost 30%. So I'm gonna go into the shopping mall, kill some time and come back. So we're gonna continue on. Okay, cutting in. This is the Electroverse charging app. I would recommend it because it's an amazing app if you're traveling and you need to charge in Croatia. Now, this is without down payment, so you only need to watch for roaming fees. I would definitely recommend. You can see and here, use my referral code if you want. Now, if you're traveling to Croatia, you can use Lidl, Kaufland, and L-Port charging stations without roaming fee because the prices are the same. So you have here a map of all the charging stations. You could also use it across Europe. Now, just watch for those prices that you don't pay a hefty roaming price. Now, the app is great because you can see the percentage amount that you need to pay and how much power get into the battery. You can also see here in 25 minutes we charge up to 80%. Okay, almost an hour later, it's almost fully charged. Now to 80%, the charging curve drops to 8 kilowatts, and around 90-ish it drops to 6.5, and at 98 it drops to a little bit lower than 2 kilowatts. You can see it's almost done. I'm going to show you in the app how much was the cost for this session. It was like, I think 53 cents per kilowatt hour in this one. You can see we've finished up charging. The price was around €8 and some change. You can see here this is actually euros, not dollars, obviously. So just to be clear, I'm in the pure driving mode. Max recuperation is on. By the way, guys, the highway is not financed by Geely, it's financed by me, so I would appreciate a like. You can even do a super like and donate me if you want, because Geely is covering the power bill and the gas bill, but it doesn't cover the highway. I'm usually going to Zadar because I live part-time there, part-time in Zagreb, so this trip is just my goodwill for you guys. Hey guys, there's a really cool Mustang. Check this out. You can't really see polarized glasses, the heads-up display. I mean, you can see it barely, but at certain angles you can't see it at all. I think I need to mention two things that I find annoying on this car. That's the turn signal. It doesn't self-reset if you don't do like a left or right turn and then you reset it with the steering wheel. If it's just a light turn, it stays on. Second thing is, when you stop, you need to really deeply press in the brake in order to engage the auto hold, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so I've just merged in the highway after 12.5 kilometers. Driving in the city. We're going to speed up to 130. Just for the reference, I've joined the highway on Popovec because I was in Dubro, east side of the city. Yeah, that's the main competitor of this car. They're very similar. BYD Celio DMI is slightly bigger, but definitely more expensive, so I think this is a better deal when it comes to price. Fully loaded, 32,500 in Croatia, but the entry model is 30K starting price. If you're asking me which one's better, I think, BYD is slightly more posh, but this is a better value for money. For some reason, the speed limit is 90, so I'm driving 100, 10 more tolerance, and we still have 60 kilometers of range. We've passed 24, so we're doing good. So that should give you some sort of feeling of how much you can do. If you're driving 100 kilometers per hour, you should be able to achieve the projected BMS EV range. We're getting to tool payments, so we'll be now driving 130 past this. So just before the tool payment, this is the power consumption, 3.6 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. So past tool payment, you can see 27 kilometers behind us. Now driving 130 mostly. I can drive 140 or 150 here with a tolerance, but I'm gonna stick to the speed limit just for this test to see how much we can pass 130. So normal European speed limits on the highway. So I've also engaged the sort of autopilot, if you will. It's keeping in the lane, keeping distance. Now, one thing I wish this car had that the Geely EX5 had, that's the self lane change. This one doesn't have that. It does resume the cruise control or the intelligent cruise control after you change lanes, but it can do it for you. But to be fair, the EX5 really needed perfect conditions. It wasn't really smooth in doing so, so you're not missing a lot. For those of you who don't know, Zagreb-Varaždin route is similar to Zagreb-Zadar. It's mixed terrain, it's a little bit flat, and then going through the hills and then back to flat area. So it should be similar, just a shorter route. I never go to Slavonia, that's the flat area completely towards east side of the Croatia, bordering Serbia. So that area is completely flat, but I don't have anything there, so I don't go there usually. Now, if you get this car, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it. It's a really nice ride, and I would definitely recommend, if you already haven't, go do a test drive. You're gonna be sold immediately. Of course, if you haven't seen my in-depth tour of the car, check it out. Separate day point of view driving, separate video with no comments. Night point of view driving review includes open road consumption as well, and my full impressions on the car, and also have a separated night tour or a night review of the car, so check those out. I have to say that the soundproof in this car is also great, and I've punched in the navigation for you, so you can see the original navigation or the embedded navigation. Unfortunately, it doesn't have anything about projected EV range, but it has all the standard stuff that you can imagine, so that's good. I'm just checking here my trip. So we've passed 45 kilometers, still 32 kilometers of EV range to go. Driving a little bit slower behind this car for some reason, and there's a 100 speed limit upcoming, so some sort of constructions. For some reason, the speed limit is 80, although there's absolutely nothing going on the highway. I'm doing 100. Everyone else is doing 130 or more, so ain't nobody got time for that, you know. And I mean, if there's like no constructions, I don't see the point of some of those speed limits. So there should be more like suggestions, because absolutely nothing is going on. There's no constructions, no cones, absolutely nothing, zero. It's just for some reason 80 instead of 100, although on my navigation it says 100. But yeah, there's signs here 80. Oh, I get it. So there's some, you know, damaged part rows, but that doesn't really stop you, or shouldn't be forcing lower speed limits, because this car is soaking up all these bumps very nicely. Okay, so this area is 110 speed limit. You can see in the past 60 kilometers, the consumption is 10 kilowatts, which is pretty good considering the size of this SUV. Okay, so Varaždin is here, exit, but I think I'm going to proceed to Čakovec or to the Hungarian border, because we've passed just 70 kilometers on the clock, 6 to go, and we're passing Varaždin exit. So let's say if you were on the west side of Zagreb, you would still make it to Varaždin driving electric. Yeah, the speed limits have helped. It was a little bit higher speed limit, but I guess they've changed those. I haven't really went to Varaždin maybe in a year last time I went here, or maybe even 2 years. So I'm gonna continue just to see how much fuel we're burning after we deplete the battery. Okay guys, it's official. We've just depleted the battery. We've passed 75 kilometers, almost 75 and a half. Considering we're driving 130, I think if you were driving 110 or 100, you should be able to get the 83 kilometers of EV range, which is really not that bad. Now, let me just run you here through the fuel and power went up to 14 kilowatts. Still good, considering everything. And we're now driving in hybrid. I figured out I might as well show you the graph chart here. This is in 50 kilometers, this is in 100 kilometers. Now this is the fuel consumption, as you can see, 0 and a little bit of 1.5 at the end. So this is the total, as you can see here, 16 kilowatts average and 0.6 liters average fuel consumption in the past trip. That was mostly electric. By the way, the battery is still at 20-ish%. Okay, you can see here the consumption is maybe around 9 liters according to this chart. I'm gonna reset this now just to see in the next few kilometers what's the fuel consumption gonna be. So you can see it's starting to spike up. It's pretty flat here and over here as well. Should even out soon. That should give us a good. So this average is obviously counting the EV driving. In the past 50 kilometers, you can see 3.9 is the average, but this is the real average, 7.3 after the reset on the highway driving 130. So what I want to see if I skip Varaždin, because I've turned around and didn't go for the toll payment, and go back to Zagreb, how much are they going to charge me? Okay, we're way past Varaždin, halfway to Zagreb, so you can see the electric drive behind us. We've passed 60 kilometers plus, consumption is 6.7 liters so far. So I just did a round trip. It's 6:40, Sveta Helena entrance, and I exited since I've turned around and went back. So they charge you some sort of fixed price. I'm wondering what was the Varaždin. Okay, I've just checked. It's €4.10. So it was a save not exiting in Varaždin. It made more sense since I wanted to do the fuel consumption. I'm gonna charge up in Zagreb again to 80% and just go do enough so we can do the hybrid consumption. Okay guys, I'm entering Zagreb, and you can see in almost 100 kilometers, fuel consumption is 6.8 liters altogether. Combined, we've passed almost 200 kilometers, and you can see our total trip here. Now, who watched my BYD consumption test, it only had projection for the last 50 kilometers, not 100, so that was a bit confusing. You can see, guys, I'm driving now in slow traffic for end of the consumption. So the car is trying to correct me, but I'm actually deliberately driving on the marking just to make room in case of the emergency services need to come. Consumption is slightly dropping to 6.5, but we're currently on 24% battery, and we're driving electric. As you can see, the consumption, it just switched on the petrol. But again, this car is so efficient if you're driving just gently cruising, because it can drive EV with just 20% of battery charge. Okay, I disconnected my mic, but you can see the car is pulling 40 kilowatts at this time, which is interesting. I've never seen it pulling that much. I think the battery was warm, it was around 23%. Okay guys, so I've plugged the car. As you can see, the car is pulling 40 kilowatts of power. It's just dropping to 39 now, but that's pretty good. This was our total trip. Consumption is, 6.2 liters, and that's the average so far after I reset it that trip. Okay, second charging session is finished. Also El Port, different location, west side of the city. Now, I'm not advertising them, but they do have a good price for fast DC chargers. You might not utilize that speed in this case, but I'm in hybrid mode. We're gonna take off and see another consumption test. So this is reset. Let's go. Okay guys, as you can see, I made it to the border with Slovenia. It's right close to Zagreb. I'm driving in the hybrid mode, and in the hybrid, when the battery is full, it is just zero consumption regarding fuel, because it's driving electric, and I feel like if you floor it, it will use the petrol briefly and disengage, but it will mostly drive electric. So it's like if you're in an electric mode, and I'm not really sure why the hybrid isn't using the petrol at all, but that's the way it's made. So I guess you would get the same consumption results. Okay, going back to Zagreb, I switched to engine driving mode. Let's see the consumption on the highway. Might recognize the route. Okay guys, the traffic's picking up, but I'm going back to St. Helena, Sveta Helena, and back to Zagreb. This is the fuel consumption so far in the power mode. 3.4 liters. You can see this was just fuel without the battery. The empty part is with battery, and then this is now a little bit of mixed. It's a lower speed limits, so it's similar but more efficient, but mostly due to traffic. So again, I am in the engine, and in the hybrid, it's just gonna force battery. So you can see the more of a hybrid fuel consumption. Okay, I'm back in Zagreb, mostly driving 130 for the past, more than 50 kilometers. You can see the consumption here is a bit higher in average. It's going towards 5 liters. It's 4.6. I'm slowing down now, but it was getting close to 5. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I hope you're happy with this data. It maybe gives you sort of a sense of how much this car is spending. I would appreciate if you would do a super like, and at least to cover my time, because the videos don't really make a lot of money these days as they used to. So I would appreciate your support. Well guys, this is it. If you liked the video, again, share, like, subscribe, comment, and that's it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.